Is this thing turned on? Testing 1 2 1 2 testing. Oh, I know what I haven't done. One double click there. Double click there. Yeah, there we go. Couple more clicks and a press and a nudge and a wink and yeah, we're good to go, I think. Skeptical Squirrel there, reminding everybody of the perk of subscribing to my channel. If you subscribe, you don't get an ad. We hate adverts, yes we do. Anyway, without further ado, good morning, afternoon or evening, depending on what time of day you're watching this, only whereabouts in the world you are. I'm MoD, welcome to the stream, Euro Truck Simulator, episode 200 and something. I'm going to work it out at some point. Ooh! Ooh, thank you very much, Mr. Squirrel, that's much appreciated. Bungie! Boobies! Currently on a 20-month streak, shit. You know how I feel, Minutia? It's a happy bonus for me, and real life always comes first. You know how I feel about real life comes first. Speaking of, let's say hello to everybody that's in the stream at the moment. We've got a Minutia, a Squirrel, It's Slipstream, and a Tuxbot. I thought it was someone else then. But, you know, hey, small crowd, but it'll pick up. It always does. Let's continue the game. I have slightly changed the controls back. By slightly, I mean I've got rid of the wheel, and we're now back to the joypad. Because the wheel wasn't working for me. I may have mentioned this on Twitter, at #ModSucks, for those of you that aren't already following me on Twitter. I don't know why I mention that, because it's always the same guys that watch every week. And it's always the same guys that already follow me. Maybe it's just in case it's a new face. But yes, there we go. Let me just alt-tab out and try something real quick. Streamlabs.com. Log in with Twitch. Authorize. Yeah, we've already done this. Alert box. Text. Just waiting for my phone to go 100% and I'm changing my screen protector on my phone. Ha, fair play. Did that come through? I blinked and missed that. Came through on there. And then how long does it take for you to come through onto there? There we go. I'm happy it's working. Right, so, on with the game. I suppose better put a headset on. First of all, actually, I want to show you all this wonderfully, delightfully nasty top that I've been given. I'm not going to get any closer to the camera than that, I don't think. But apparently this is Rem. I don't know who the fuck Rem is, but it's basically many, many faces of Rem, most of which are covered in spunk. And a friend of mine got this as a late birthday present from Wish. And it took a while to arrive, you know. It's Wish. It's all from China. And I probably have coronavirus from this now. But, yeah. It's thin, it's cheap, it's nasty. And I'm only going to wear it on a live stream because fuck you, David, fuck you. But, you know, good, cheap, tacky clothing. I don't mind wearing it for a laugh. All in the name of a laugh, right? Okie dokie. You be right back. Sir or madame, I forget who you are. Right. We need a job. Because last time we were trying to do the Christmas jobs and I ran out of time, so the Christmas thing has come and gone. We didn't get the extra content, which doesn't bother me because it's Christmas related anyway. We don't like Christmas on this channel. Certainly I don't anyway. Matilda is back in her usual black with yellow trim livery. And we need a job. We do need a job. Freight market. We're in Birmingham. Where do I want to go today? Used car batteries up to there? Kavuka? Kavula even? Pronounce it right, mod. We could take a dozer crawl. Oh, it's a heavy cargo. It's also really... That's a long distance to be taking a heavy cargo. Shit. 39 ton with Matilda. That could be interesting. But no, I don't want to do that. What I should do is quick travel to another garage and keep exploring the Black Sea DLC. We could explore... No, wait. I forget which DLC is which, but there's one up here that we haven't explored properly. There's one down here we haven't really explored properly, but I have been quite happy with this area. Italy we never really explored properly. We just went from there all the way down. We could go to Italy. France, we never really explored France. You know, I'll leave it in your hands, guys. Tell me where you want us to start from. And which region of the world... Of Europe, sorry. Which region of Europe you'd like me to explore. I'll leave it in your hands, your capable hands, because I trust you to not put me anywhere nasty. I think the only one of the DLC we have really properly covered properly. Hello, DF. Welcome to the stream, sir. Is Scandinavia. We've got quite a few in Scandinavia uncovered, actually. Minosha was recently watching a documentary about a huge plane that was used to ship massive mining equipment, bucket trucks, to a place above the Arctic Circle. Okay. I've driven one of those. They look like Tonka toys, and they're great, and they're surprisingly easy to play with. And this is itchy as hell. I don't like this hoodie. It's itchy, very itchy. Eastern Europe, says Minosha. So we're looking at the Balkan states. That's the one. The Balkans, or we're looking at the Black Sea, Romania, Bulgaria, Turkey, or Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Top or bottom? Top or bottom? Which one do we want to go for? Top or bottom? Fucking hell. If this carries on for the stream, if I can't get used to it, I'm going to have to take the thing off because it's... And here's the fun part about this top. My friend who bought this for us, bottom, says Minosha. Thank you for Minosha likes a bottom. Shit, I was gonna say. Yeah, our friend bought Murtai one as well, so we can have his and hers. Because he's a bad friend. He hates us. Map view. I got one in Romania, and that's it. Alright, let's go to Brasov. Travel. Yes, quick travel. Minosha is the bottom. And the top sometimes. Happy days, happy days. Right. I need to put some music on because the silence in my ears is deafening. What do we put on that's going to upset Twitch the most? Have I got a musical playlist? Heavy metal, Sonic remixes. Yeah, why not Sonic remixes? Because they're least likely to get flagged by Twitch. If I play metal music, then portions of the stream will get silenced. It's a better solution than YouTube's. And maybe we should talk about YouTube at some point. An error occurred, please try again later. Come on, play. Who loves me? Nobody. Right, how's that coming through? Is that coming through too loud, too quiet? What? me. It makes me feel so free, so alive. It makes me want to survive. Blue sky. I assume until you lot tell me different, it's coming through okay. Perfect, says Minotia. I am anything but perfect, thank you very much. Oh shit. There we go. Job market. Freight market. We're in Brasov and we need to take a job somewhere. 9 tons of vinegar. You know, that'll do. That'll do. DF asks, how are you doing? I am alright, apart from this horrible hoodie that I'm wearing. Because I'm silly and I feel like wearing it. I've got rid of the steering wheel. I'll be returning it to Watson in due course. I need to update that to bot commands because I'm a little bit more than 120,000 miles now. Also, that's very noisy in my ears. There we go. Minotia mentioned, speaking of YouTube, almost every channel I follow either died, completely changed what they upload, or is on the way to either of those. Yep, and that is a subject I wanted to touch on today because for those of you that aren't aware, I do occasionally write a blog. There's only 3 entries in it at the moment. I started it in New Year, and I've got 2 drafts at the moment, one of which is bitching at people that can't wait an extra month or 2 for a delay. We're talking, that's aimed at Cyberpunk 2077 and Final Fantasy VII Remake. And the other entry is along the lines of people leaving YouTube and what they're going to do about it. And I need to change the sensitivity on that, I think. That's better. Freight market. Taking that on to Craiova, wherever Craiova is. Right. Oh, that one in the corner. Typical. And steering is bang on. Excellent. I actually tweaked it right for once. I'll wait until we get onto the road before I start ranting on about that. I'll probably do a recap of the journey so far that most of you have been around for. But like I say, I'm mostly going to recap it just in case there's anybody new watches this, or even now or in the future as VOD. Right, a 5-hour job, 195 miles. Speaking of, we are on 121,711 miles. Ah, back with the joypad, it feels good. I've missed the joypad. Right, Minotia says it's fucking saddening, assuming regarding with the YouTube situation, and she'd rather have a delay than another goddamn Anthem. Anthem was a clusterfuck if I remember rightly. That's putting it politely. Anybody coming? Nope. Right, so, YouTube. YouTube's changing again. This is copper, I think it is. Something to do with making your videos child friendly and all that's a bit too sensitive now. Look at the steering wheel twitch. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tweak that steering before. That's gonna distract me too much. I want to concentrate on talking rather than. No, that's sensitivity. Shoot. That's better. Right, we're going to get onto the motorway and then we're going to read the chat. Minosh would rather have a delay than another goddamn Anthem. A lot of it was because Electronic Arts said it's being released this day, like it or not. That sounds a bit like Sony with Sonic 06. Sonic 06 is one of the most hated games in the entire Sonic franchise, but Sony were like, we want it out on the launch day for PS3, you are going to get it done, no ifs, no buts. And think, if they had done what if they patched it all after launch, like we know is possible nowadays, especially for PS3, they could have maybe fixed 06, but no, they didn't. Although that's a subject on its own actually. Murtai bought me a PlayStation 3 some months ago, a Final Fantasy 7 limited edition one, Advent Children, and I think it's really, really pretty, and now I've decided I'm going to fire it up and play it. There's a feature on it where you can connect your PSP to it and play remotely. You can't play PS3 games though, so it sort of defeats the point of that particular mode for me, because why would I want to play a film remotely on my PSP? Or anything else for that matter when I'd have a phone. That feature is obsolete now, I'd say. Oh god, that Twitch is horrible. But yeah, I've been playing a bit of Gran Turismo and it's been a lot of fun, I'm not going to lie. I do enjoy a bit of Gran Turismo. Oh god, I'm going to end up killing somebody. If the way this is twitching everywhere. This is fun. Anyway, we'll get back onto the YouTube point. We were talking about Copper and how YouTube are now making a new ruling where you have to dedicate your channel to be child-friendly content or not. You can either do it for all your videos or on a video-by-video basis. And depending on what you rate your video as will determine what adverts you receive, if any. Twitch Minutia opens up with, and what? They're sanitising all of YouTube instead of telling parents to parent the goddamn kids. I couldn't agree more. This is because of poor parenting decisions, not because YouTube in particular has anything wrong with it, although that's a subject for another day. We all know there's plenty wrong with YouTube, but in this instance, from what I'm aware of, there's a bunch of snowflake parents in America got all pissy on their high horses and said that basically it's YouTube's fault that their kids watched all the naughty shit and YouTube needed to do something about it. And YouTube have tried to divert and deflect and brush it under the carpet for the last few years, but eventually they've actually had to do something about it. And that something is the Copper ruling, which anyone with a YouTube channel will have had multiple warnings over the last couple of months in the run-up to Christmas especially. Oh. I don't agree with what they've done. Then again, I'm heavily biased against YouTube anyway. None of my video content is friendly for kids anyway. I mean, I make sure of that with swearing. Although this is the one episode I did of Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's, when I did my best to not swear. I don't know if you were around for that, Minosh. Apologies if you were, but for the most of you that are watching this, that was a fun little series, actually. I think there's 5 episodes in total, and the challenge was to play Five Nights at Freddy's, a jump scare game. I don't like jump scare games because they make you jump scare. I'm not scared, just jump scares. Fucking jump scares are cheap. But what the hell are we listening to? What are we listening to? Skillet. Okay, fuck it, it could stay on the playlist. By the looks of it, I don't mind a bit of Skillet, just didn't recognise it. Yeah, by the looks of the playlist, it's a YouTube determined one. By the looks of it, there's a good couple of tunes coming up that DF might be interested in. Hello Drazar, welcome to the stream. I'm getting distracted a little bit. Oh, well, who cares about copyright strikes on Twitch anyway? This is very scenic and pretty. Has he crashed yet? No, I did not. I did, DF. I did say hello to you. You must have gone AFK or something in split moments when I said hello. And you said you weren't sure what to say about, what to mention about the shirt, and I did cover the whole why I'm wearing it, because a friend of mine is a dick. And hello to Locke. Wow, it's all picking. I told you it would pick up in a bit. Oh shit, bus. Ow. I ate a wall there. That's great. You lot have turned up, and Locke, you've done it again. Broken 100 mile per hour loaded. No. I don't think Matilda's ever broken 100 mile per hour with a load. We are currently transporting 9 tons of vinegar in an attempt to explore the Balkan states. Actually, are we in the Balkan states? No, we're in the bottom part. We're in the Black Sea area. And the steering sensitivity is all over the place. I can't be asked to keep tweaking it because otherwise I'll be start. Ooh. I just looked over at the streaming computer. It's struggling a little bit. I might have to restart the second computer if it carries on. But if it's that choppy, I'm sure you guys will tell me, right? Anyway, we're ranting about YouTube. At least I think we were going to rant about YouTube. Yeah, YouTube basically brought in this new policy where you have to have kid-friendly content or not kid-friendly content, and that determines what adverts you have in your videos. And people are, by and large, getting really disillusioned with YouTube now. Those of us that got fed up of it and quit years ago, we're now sitting back going, could have told you this was going to happen. Oh wait, we didn't. You didn't listen. It's becoming very politically correct on that platform. I don't like the idea of being politically correct. If I want to call someone a cunt, I want to call them a cunt. Oh, I've got an overtake coming up. Yeah. Once Minocia's tablet gets to 50% charge, she's going to go finish her nails, then she can bitch and moan to you. Oh, baby, I do like a good bitching and moaning in my ear. DF says goodbye, Locke. Locke celebrates me crashing. Locke is the crash inducer. Locke says goodbye, DF. Draz got to 101 the other day before some AI muppet got in the way. What truck are you driving, Draz? DF isn't leaving. Just joking about leaving, as was Locke. And this is how it always goes, yes. It's all good fun. Yeah, I'm getting distracted with the YouTube thing. YouTube, talk about YouTube mod. So I was going to recap my own journey with YouTube, but roundabout. YouTube can suck a dick. My own YouTube channel was going quite well. Got to 1,606 subscribers, if I remember rightly. And then suddenly, overnight, Google Plus implemented, and the growth of my channel stopped us growing quite rapidly. I would have thought, if not going professional, then certainly making a decent amount of money on the side through my YouTube endeavours. Okay. But more importantly, to me, a bigger audience to entertain, because those of you that know me in real life know how much I like to entertain people. Entertaining people is kind of a big thing for me. It's like a drug. And I do enjoy it very much, which is why I come here every Sunday to hang out with my friends. You lot, unfortunately, qualify as my friends. And then you got this current movement coming in with, well, you've had all the shit that YouTube have thrown at you in the past. Now this copper one is stupid because it's just poor parenting that they're trying to deflect onto other people. Me and Murtai were talking about it with the Slimming World consultant, actually. Because Murtai attends Slimming World. What with Murtai's lack of mobility, it's really, really easy for her to gain weight. So she's on a consultancy to at least maintain weight and not put any more on. Because it's important to Murtai that she maintains a steady weight and tries to lose it. But that's a story again for another day. But every now and again, kids will turn up to the group. And you're just like, how do you tell someone else's kids off? Because you can't tell someone else's kids off, can you? It's not the done thing. Because then you're criticising the parents for not keeping control of the kids. Because you know what happened, the parents will be so very defensive of the parenting, rather than saying, oh, I'm so sorry my kid's being a shit, let me control them for you. What will happen is they just get in your face and let the kid carry on even more. When the rest of the room is just like, no, you're being a fucking dick. Oh, tune. Does this count as a diversion? I'm going to try and get through here anyway. Fairly sure this is a diversion that's added in a recent update, but I'm going through anyway because fuck this game. Oh wow, hang on. Yeah, crashed, but that car's burnt out. Jesus. Well, if there's a diversion, why doesn't the sat-nav say there's a diversion? Are you in America, says Menosha. The cops behave like American cops. Let's have a quick look at the chat. I think people are talking quite quickly today, actually. I'm concentrating on not crashing and not keeping up with the chat at all. Menosha says, games get slapped with a higher rating for titties, but not for showing violence. And the chat's just scrolled again. Locke says, yes, swearing in movies is bad. I mean, look how badly the Deadpool movies did at the box office. I think there were $1 billion each. I could be wrong, but they made a lot of money in the box office. A hell of a lot of money. Gonna make a detour here because I think we can purchase a property. No, it's a Scania truck dealer. Ah well. Me and spouse, says Menosha, have always had a gripe about how I'd rather see our kids see titties and dicks and hear fuck than see dead bodies and shit. As a guy who has had a vasectomy and is never ever going to have kids, I will not attempt to tell anybody how to raise their kids at all. My choice is to not have kids, so, you know. But at the same time, there has to be a time and a place where someone like me shouldn't... Well, people like me shouldn't have to tell you to control your children. Which is something that is, like I say, it's a sore subject for a lot of people. Menosha tells the parents off, your kid is being a dick, do something about it, because if you don't, I goddamn will. Locke says, Menosha, that statement looks prime for some asshole to make a joke about you and your hubby being nudists and going at it in front of your kids, but I'm too tired to make it. Menosha says, if we had kids, they'd probably see us shagging at least once. Oh dear. What have we started here, guys? There's a lot of little extras added into the game. Yes, DF. And also, we are listening to Beast in Black. I said there'd be a couple you'd like. Drazar, satnavs don't pick up diversions. That's a fair point, going back to the diversion point. I couldn't be asked to go around it, though. Looks like there's a house to purchase on the left. I could do with purchasing another garage, so I'm going to go buy it. That's what it's trying to do in the first place. Oh, signpost. Avoid it. Yeah. Oh, I have not updated the bot. I've left the Stanley parable up. Oh well. Menosha's chatty because she had a turbulent morning, had to talk a friend through leaving a talk. That's never good, Menosha. I hope you're feeling alright because of it. I mean, it's never easy. All of us say, we're happy to be there for you. Listen to you, be around to be in here. But at the end of it, that has to go somewhere. And as much as I like to say to people, I want to be there, I want to listen to you, eventually I do have a limit of how much I can listen to and go, right, that's enough for now. Not that I enjoy doing that, because then I feel like the bad guy. And then, depending on how you say it, makes them feel like the bad guy for daring to impose upon you. Because you're being a burden, right, Murtai? I think you're there listening in the background. That's a running joke, because my mother thinks that Murtai is a burden on me. Ah, the tune that's playing isn't the vocal version. I like the vocal version. Locke says, control my kid, easy said than done, ADHD and mild autism, runes a handful almost always. You say that, Locke. I bumped in, I say bumped. Arranged to meet a old college friend yesterday for coffee. Me and Murtai went out and she said, do you mind if we bring the kids? One's been diagnosed with autism and the other one we suspect is on the spectrum. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So you got 2 kids, one's 10, one's 5, Thomas and James. Thomas is a nuclear physicist. He just latched onto nuclear physics and just started talking my arse off about anything and everything to do with reactions and chemical compositions, and I'm just like, I can just about understand what you're saying. And Nurtai and my friend, they're like, you can understand what you're saying? Just. He's a smart kid. But the one thing I noticed, I don't know if runes like this, Locke, but they like mirrors and other sensory attractions. Thomas in particular was carrying a set of headphones around with him. Although to call them headphones is an insult to them, because they were proper sound cancelling things with which all they did was drown out noise. That's all they did. That said, they did behave themselves when told. All my friends had to do was threaten to take away the internet from them later, and they behaved, which is something we didn't have as kids. We didn't have internet privileges. We were lucky to get anything as a kid in my house. Oh, crash, crash, crash. The damage I repaired has been undone. And then by the time we left and done walking around town doing some shopping and whatnot, basically I told him, okay, for homework for next time then. Oh shit, I've gone up to 25%? Unless I've read the wrong thing. But yeah, I told him to look up the 1960s space race at the end of the Cold War, and he says, okay, I might just do that. And this is the fun part though, his mum didn't tell me not to talk about the Cold War. I suppose it wasn't tits or ass or swearing, and that's one thing I had to work on as well, because you lot know how much I fucking swear. I swear like a fucking trooper. And so, trying to not swear around this kid, the pair of kids, it was a hard day, and I just overtook that policeman without getting speeding. Oh, now I get it. I can't keep up with chat today. I really can't. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, we're in engine failure territory. I did repair Matilda back in the last garage, didn't I? Another crash on the side of the road. Romania is filled with crashes on the side of the road, isn't it? Crunch, crunch, says Minotia. Locke says Rune's taken a massive interest in space planets and suns. Ooh, you'd have to teach him about orbital mechanics and the Hohmann transfer window, man. In fact, just get him Kerbal Space Program and he'll love you forever. No, don't get him Kerbal Space Program. Save your money and wait for Kerbal Space Program 2 to come out. I'm in a fucking foul mood today with my driving, it seems. Fuck off your speeding penalty. There is a garage up ahead I'm going to purchase and a service station right next to it. Sweet. Locke already has KSP. Sweet. Minotia, my parents just threatened to take away privileges when I was like 11, 12. Oh, I need the sat-nav back, please. Actually, let's just drop the trailer there. When I was 11 or 12, they told me that if I acted like a 6-year-old, I'd be treated like one, and me wanting to be a big kid didn't want that, so I behaved. Makes sense. I leave the fines on, Draz, because it just adds a little bit of realism. You don't need much, but at the same time, if I wanted to cheat and everything, Because I'm trying to do this as a million-mile challenge without mods as much as possible. I've made that clear since the very beginning. But that said, in your defense, you were around in the very beginning. You heard of what I was doing, but I don't think you knew I was trying to do the game as mod-free as possible. And if I wanted to use mods, I've got other trucks for that purpose. For example, there's a Shunt. Shunt is a bigger, blacker version of Matilda, an MP4. I'll show you later if you ask nicely. Do I want to buy this garage? Yes. Drazar used to get drowned. Doesn't work these days as kids don't go out. No, they don't. I'll catch up the chat in a moment. There we go. I can't see anything coming. I bet I couldn't do that again if I tried. Bet I couldn't do that again if I tried. Locke says Rune's problem seems to be he lacks his own imagination. Most things he makes in Minecraft of all is things he's already seen, he recreates them. Though that I can relate to. All I did when I was a kid was copy. I didn't really make my own things, unless it was Lego. Lego made me own things all the time, but I couldn't make anything for myself. I was always copying, and my parents always used to tell me off for copying. I was great at copying, but when it comes, especially when it comes to being an artist and drawing and whatnot, a lot of what we do is copying and taking inspiration from others. But then, as it turns out, this is one you might maybe want to look into, Locke. Have you heard of the term aphantasia? Already I can hear the rolling of the eyes downstairs, because I'm fairly sure Murtai's listening to this. Because basically what it is when you close your eyes, let's perform an experiment with everybody in the chat now, right? I want everybody at home to not type anything for a minute, just close your eyes. And picture in your mind an apple. Just an apple. Now, I bet you can tell me what colour it is. Is there a stalk on the top of it? Is there a leaf attached to this stalk? Is this apple floating? Is it on a table? Is it in a room? Is it in a field? Where is this apple? What is this apple? Is it in one piece? Is it shriveled? Is it rotten? Now for me, I don't know about you guys, but for me, when I do that, it's black. Completely and utterly black. So when somebody says to me, picture this, I cannot physically picture it in my mind. They call it your mind's eye, your third eye. I cannot do that. And some people can picture the apple, they'll tell you how many dimples it's got, and they'll tell you anything and everything you want to know about this apple. Other people, they go too far the other direction, they have, oh shit, that's going to be it. Oh, tune. Every time you mention something about the apple, I change it in my head. But basically though, you can see the apple, yes? The best I get is static. See if I can do this in cab. That's gone on the piss. Yeah, if you can't see anything when you try to imagine an apple, congratulations, you probably have this aphantasia thing. It's not contagious, there's nothing wrong with it, and for years I've always thought it was normal. When someone says picture this, I'm like, okay. So when I try to think of something, I can't picture it in my mind to describe it to anybody. Hang on. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. How bad have I fucked this up? Oh. I don't think that's too bad. I'll catch up with the chat in a minute. I will. So in today's episode of Euro Truck Simulator, Mod is going to catch up with the chat. See, this view is easy. Come on. Just like that, done. Right, let's Alt-Tab out and have a quick look at the chat then. Backtracking a bit to... Minotia says the biggest pet peeve she has is parents self-diagnosing ADHD or ADS, etc., and then using that to excuse their child behaving like an animal. I wish more parents were more parenting. My parents were too far one way. They were too hands-on, too controlling, too manipulative, too cunty. And then you got the other parents that go too far the other direction, that are so hands-off they're not even fucking there. It seems to be really hard for people, is the impression I get, to find a happy medium. So I said yesterday we met an old college friend and she brought her two boys along. They did mess about, they did do boyish things, but anytime they were stepped too far out of line, I think this one guy was reading a newspaper in the coffee shop, and Thomas was like, "What are you doing? What's going on? What's going on? I want to see what's going on." And not only did my friend summon him back, but also she apologised straight away to the guy. And he's like, "No, it's no bother." I've seen worse kids out there. I think Murtai's related to worse kids. Or should I say worse parents, but yeah. But no, there shouldn't be an excuse for letting your kids act up, you know? Nanotia, a bigger, blacker dick, Cast Against Humanity. Yeah, I haven't played that game in a while. It's a good game. Cut open the box, says lock, and find the hidden, biggest, blackest dick. So, oh dear, I remember that particular Easter egg. I don't think it's the big box you can buy, which has extra cards and enough space to store the main box and the expansions. But I don't really feel like cutting open a box for a card. Going back to, I asked Drazar what truck he's driving, and it's an Iveco Stralis Active Space Super, is what Ivan is. Every time I mention something about the Apple, Locke changed it in his head. Manosha says, "But Mod, just rub this expensive rock in your forehead and it'll open your third eye." I've got a smartphone, will that do? I get what you're saying though, bloody... Might as well just sniff essential oils, right? Look, weirdest thing I get when I close my eyes and rub them, I even see what looks like a star field with different coloured stars, or what looks like down a line, or what looks like peering down a line design checkered funnel. Mod is going to catch up with the chat, he says, as he falls further behind. Yes, I'm literally alt-tabbed out of the game at the moment, scrolling down. Drazar can blindside from inside the cab without even moving the camera. That's because you do it professionally for a living. I expect you to do it. And if you don't do it, I'll be disappointed. Fecus like Locke won't stop typing, says Locke, because he's an asshole but not an asshole. Locke knew Rune had ADHD from an early age, and with his other problems, I wasn't surprised he had mild autism too. It was never an excuse for him misbehaving. Good. Then again, if I had any... For those of you that have been around for a while, know that occasionally Rune will guest star on the show, and if we had any issues with it, we'd have said to Locke, okay, that's enough now, knock it on the head. Let's come back to normality, and Locke will do it straight away. This is not meant to be a reflection on your parenting skills, sir. If anything, stand up and take a bow for having a decent, well-rounded kid. Fucking hell, you've managed a rarity. Which means your kid's going to grow up getting picked on, no doubt, because he's actually a normal human being and not an asshole. In fact, I just wish my parents had taken me to a doctor when I was a kid. Many myriad of things I think have been wrong with me or are wrong with me or whatnot, and for example, this cough that I have every now and again when it gets cold. I've had it suggested to me recently I might be asthmatic, and I've had that all my life. Now why couldn't my parents take me to the fucking doctors? And they go, oh, here you go. How much? Oh, it's because it's too much hassle for getting prescriptions and diagnoses and all this other shit, right? That's all I ever was to my parents, a fucking inconvenience. But that's a subject for another day. I'd rather not turn this into me ranting about my shitty childhood. Right, let's continue. Fuck it, let's continue. It is 10 to 8 UK time, so another hour and another half hour or so, and let's get another job. Let's get another job and go. We're currently in Craiova. We could take that job to Veliko Tarnovo. Cars. Performance forks? What the fuck are performance forks? I'm gonna have to look it up now. Oh! Hello, Chris. Welcome to the stream, and thank you for the subscription. Locke's off to bed. Okay, Locke, thank you very much for joining us, sir. Hang on. Right, Locke, thank you very much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the stream so far. See you soon. Performance forks. Literally, mountain bike parts. This thing is filled with the front forks on a mountain bike. What the hell? Oh, Minosha's got a new name for Locke. Lokita. I like that. Lokita is his name. Erdini, I think. I could take a yacht. Cars? No, that's going the wrong direction. Let's go to Veliko Tarnovo. We'll take 6 ton of cars over to Veliko. Well, you say it's a new name, Minosha, but I haven't seen you call it in before. Either that or I just, haven't been keeping up with chat. Mod is very slow, yes. He's struggling to get to grips with the joypad after a month of using the wheel. And we're trying to talk about YouTube and bad parenting, and this is a very politically charged live stream, it feels. It's weird. Very weird and peculiar. Anyway, how's everybody's weekend been? Let's talk about your weekends. Let's see how you're getting on. And then, anywho, off now. Please make him hit a train or bus and clip it for me. You're a horrible person, Locke. Oh, sunning eyes. This is when you could do with a sun visor. I have asked the powers that be about introducing a sun visor you can fold down on the inside of the truck. Give it a couple of years and it'll happen. Because, as always, there is a list of things they want to do first. Love you too, Locke. Fuck off. Nom 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 nom. Rumpf? Roof? Here we are. Oh no, bit more forward then. Take a job. Ah, there it is, Bay 1. Now this bit I can do without changing camera. This bit's easy. We'll pick up the job and then we'll read the chat. Minosha, her heart has been a dumb cunt and she's had 8 migraines in 10 days. Fucking hell. Excuse me. Drazart, I don't think there's many parents worse than Sophie's mum. Not seen her since she was 3. Doesn't send birthday or Christmas cards. She's had 3 other kids. I thought she'd had just the 2. Didn't realise she'd have 3 now. Fucking hell. Oh, fuck her. Her loss is your game. Sophie's awesome and you know it. Chris, my weekend has mostly consisted of editing. I thought it was done last night, and then I did another 2 to 3 hours after I woke up, and now it's definitely done. What are you editing? Music, video, images? Drazar, weekend's been okay. Been playing The Division 2 and Pokemon and baiting Muppets on Facebook. Yes, I knew you'd been playing The Division. You lot have been talking about it in Discord, and that's something I want to talk about later. Not Division, but Discord. And not our specific Discord either, but yes. Baiting Muppets on Facebook, that was hilarious. Sophie has 2 half-sisters and a half-brother. Fucking hell. Oh, I'm caught on the fence. Here we go. Freedom. We're good for fuel. I don't know about sleep. And now Minotia and Draz will be talking about Pokemon for the next half an hour. No, my luck. Ha. DF game, mostly into Titans Anniversary Edition and a bit of that new Star Wars game as well as a few others. Is this a new Star Wars game? Fair enough. And Chris is editing a short story for an anthology he's going to be part of. Oh, sweet. Let me know how you get on with that, man. Got the indicators, indicator come off. There we go. My weekend, Saturday morning, I went to meet Murtai's mum and sister for coffee. With Murtai. And then I went to meet my college friend and her 2 kids for coffee in the afternoon with Murtai. And in the evening, I broke out my PS3, hooked it up underneath the television, tried to play Gran Turismo 5 because we went games shopping and we bought a few cheap games. That's a great thing about buying consoles after they're done and dusted, because everything's so fucking cheap. I don't care much for online play, so yeah, I'm more than happy to get Gran Turismo 5 for 3 whole English pounds. Very happy with that. So yeah, you can imagine. I now have to install games on consoles. It's a ridiculous concept to me. What happened to the day and age where you could just, you know, spend a couple of minutes loading? No, you have to install it now. I was there for about an hour and a half installing the game. It was downloading updates and then installing shit manually from the disc. An hour and a half at least, possibly 2 hours. It was worth it because the game is really fun. As a reward for updating the game to version XXX, whatever it fucking was. I have no idea what we're listening to, but I like it. What? Pulling for a vehicle inspection at the nearest way station. Is this a way station? Is that it? But Gran Turismo 5, you'd think it'd all be on the disc. No, it wasn't. But yeah, as a reward for doing it, I got the GT86, which is essentially the new version of the Supra. It's alright. I've modified it a bit so it goes like stink, and there's a new track on the game I've discovered called Cape Ring. The specific variant is called Peripheral, and it was a lot of fun. It's got a helter-skelter in reverse, essentially. What am I stuck on? I'm always stuck on something. Go forwards. Go forwards. Stop getting stuck. Drazar's trying to breed the shiny Charizard. Chris will let us know by this time in March. Should be a published author. I mean, it's only Amazon, but still. If you share the link, sir, I should be more than happy to give you a plug as much as possible to my audience of 10. DF. Yes, you might have enjoyed that one, mod. Apart from that, you would have had to register for Origin as well to have a go at it. I've got Origin, if I remember rightly. I think I got SimCity or something like that for free on it. But if that wouldn't be a fuss, if you're enough into the Star Wars universe, check it out. But it is a bit expensive. Came out late last year. Star Wars Jedi Order. Ah, thank you for the clarification, gentlemen. Chris says, stick the cartridge in and you're good to go. Yes, yes you are. This is partly why I've recently, I say recently, it's about 6 months ago now, I've acquired a PSP. Because the original intent was to... I've got an existing PSP, it's a Final Fantasy VII 10th Anniversary Edition. And it's shiny as fuck, but the screen on it is blemished. And I said to Murtai, I'd like to replace the screen on it. But I'm worried that I'm going to fuck it up because it's a rare console. And she says, well, what you could do... Because what I also wanted to do was hack it, so I could actually put homebrew content on it and such, like, and music has stopped. I know why this is. She said if you wanted to, when the day comes... Where is it? There we go. Basically, she didn't want me to hack my limited edition PSP. And she didn't want me to fuck up the screen on my limited edition PSP, or fuck up the limited edition PSP. So the idea was to buy a cheap, possibly knackered PSP that I could practice on. So if I do break that, it doesn't matter. Well, this PSP that we bought ended up being a shiny one with an expanded battery bay. So I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to fuck this one up now. But it's got a good screen on it, and it's got the battery, it doubles the battery life, and it's been hacked so I can play not only Mega Drive games, but it can play Master System, Game Gear, Game Boy, NES, SNES, and PS1 games. Well, to be fair, you don't need to do any hacking as such for it to play PS1 games. But what you can do is you can put your PS1 game into your PC and turn it into... Ooh! Put it into the PC and turn it into a file that will play on the PSP. Back it up, back it up. I think we're going to get there without having to turn again. Without having to stop again even. There we go. But the point is, all these games, within 30 seconds, I could be playing not only original titles for games, but I can also play ROM hacks. My favourite ROM hack at the moment is Sonic 3 Complete. It takes Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles and fixes them, removes a few bugs, changes the level order a little bit. So that's something I'm going to have to play on stream at some point, just so you guys can see, because that's going to be... I do want to do that. That'd be fun. For me. Don't know about you guys, but for me, definitely it'd be fun. Moving swiftly on, yeah, so it's just, for me, it's really frustrating having to wait so long to play a game. And it turns out one of the patches that I applied was optional, and all it would have done was save me a few seconds on loading the game each time. Goody. Ah well, it's done now at least. You're going too slow. You're a policeman. You're going to take money off me. No, you're not. No, he's not. Okay. What time are we on? 8:05. Nothing coming. Yeah, there we go. And then today I did a tip run. I didn't do a lot, I don't think. And now we're here playing games. Playing Euro Truck, doing the mini-mile challenge for you lot. Chris says he's getting published on Amazon. That's not a bad thing. I'd like to point out that it's not a bad thing. Because, you know, in the past, and I'm going to do it again today, I've done a what if segment. A friend of mine, she published a book, also on Amazon. Although I believe it's sold on Amazon rather than published through Amazon. Same thing, right? Possibly, maybe. What mileage am I up to now, asks Strazar. As soon as I overtake this car, I shall have a look. Tuxedo Bot is very wrong. I haven't updated the Tuxedo Bot because I suck. I failed a little bit at updating the Tuxedo Bot. Right, this looks like a straight wrong way offence. So I was overtaking. Fuck off. Right, straight away bit. 122021. There we go, hope that helps. Moving swiftly on then. Oh, no. No, Chris, we can't have that. If anybody wondering what Chris is on about, Chris is taking the part of the narrator in the Stanley Parable, which is a reference to the most recent Tuxedo Bot message. And I am not listening to the narrator. Not a chance. No. Although I nearly did that. Mod decided to drive on the wrong side of the road and went off-road. Well, actually, Drazar, I am 12% of the way. A little over a tenth. I believe you missed the 100,000 milestone celebration. We did a live stream for it, and we had, I think Squirrel was around, but he was muted. We had Watson, and we had Tort. Tort did his usual overbearing, I'm here, notice me thing. You know what Tort's like. We love him to bits, but you know. But we were counting down the miles from 10 down to the actual 100,000 miles, and I was just like, wow. It's taken how fucking long to get to this point? So long. Too long, actually. But get there we did, and we stopped and we took some screenshots, and I do believe I made a clip of it, so if I remember after the stream, Mr. Drazar, I shall share with you. Yes, DF, this is the final boss from Sonic Heroes. Good game, mostly. Although I hated the change characters, I hated the physics, and actually no, it wasn't a good game. I change your mind. I take it back. It wasn't a good game. Minosha's back, her nails aren't jagged anymore, could play DJ Diddlesworth without slicing herself to ribbons. DJ Diddlesworth. Really, Minosha. Diddlesworth. What I want to do, DF, I need to do a real life update today. I've got 2 bits of real lifeness to share with you all. One of which I shouldn't do. The other one I'm going to double check it's okay to first before I actually say anything. And I don't mean with the people involved, I mean make sure there's no one here that's actually going to get me in shit for what I'm going to do. Because one of the life updates involves work, and I do not want my workmates watching this finding out and going, oh, unless they already know. I've told a select handful of my workmates what's going on. Yeah, and I'm guessing a lot of you are getting quite fed up with mod. You need to stop hinting what's the actual plan, because I've been doing it for a few months now, since before Christmas, and I would very much like to tell you all. but I'm afraid of because a lot of my workmates know I live stream. So there you go, there's a hint. There's the biggest hint you've had yet. It's to do with work. But at some point though, going back to the Sonic thing, what I would like to do is play all of the games in order from Sonic 1 all the way up to Sonic Forces. All of them. Where possible, playing on the original hardware. I don't think I'd be able to connect my Mega Drive up to the capture card somehow. I mean, that's a really old S-video, and the capture card uses HDMI. So you're talking lots of extra money that I don't have to connect the thing up. In fact, you can get it to connect to SCART, but then you need SCART to HDMI adapter, which I have, but then the quality is shit, and I'd rather just play on an emulator. I'm not going to burn work to the ground, don't worry. If I did, I'd invite you, and we'd burn it together, Draz. But yeah, there's a lot of mods you can get for, say, Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2. Lots of mods you can get to improve the experience and change the graphics. Sonic Heroes has a PC mod. I think Sonic 06 has got a mod you can get for it. There's lots. I think I told you, Minutia, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm guessing from that I haven't told you. I'll definitely be mentioning to the guys in the Tuxedo chat after the stream, because I don't like bottling it up. I like to keep people in the loop where possible. Although that's one thing I could definitely talk about now. It's a stream-related update. For those of you that pay attention on Twitter, so everybody apart from Drazar, I have been working on setting up a Discord just for my streaming. There's going to be a channel set up just for subscribers. Every now and again, developers will send me keys, and I'll just drop the keys in there as a thank you for subscribing, have a free key, first come, first served, is what I'm thinking as an incentive. But also, I'd like to have a place to advertise my stream, because one thing there's a Discord channel for Team Tuxedo. But there's a lot more people in my streaming life other than Team Tuxedo that I like to talk to and hang with, and also I very much want to advertise my stream, but I feel bad for doing it in a server that I set up primarily for chat and organising collaborations. Just saying to my mates, hey, I know this is the first time I've spoken to you in a week, but I'm streaming tonight. With life getting busier and busier the way it has done, that seems to be all I do at the moment, and I don't feel good for it, because it just feels like I'm just piping up for attention. Although it could be worse. I'll remind you all of the example of the gentleman known as Tort333. Tort333, who had been quiet for months in Discord. You couldn't get a peep out of him, not a sodding word out of him. And then what does Tort do? He turns up one day. And he says, hi guys, how's it going? I can't stop long. I'm going to hang with my new girlfriend. She's up in town for the night and we're going to spend the night together. Bye bye! And then we're like, what? You're just basically coming to the chat for the first 5 months to tell everybody you got a girlfriend and you're going to get laid. Thanks, friend! So when we did the race across Europe after Christmas but before New Year, and Tort was in the race and his girlfriend was in the chat, we had a lot of fun telling her all about the stuff that he's been getting up to. Tort is very clingy. You can't tell him this. He doesn't think he's clingy, but he is. He's blatantly fucking clingy, and it's hilarious to see. Big train on the left. Big train. That's a very big train. How many Oh, we're nearly at the end of the job. And the town we're coming to is in yellow? We've been here before? Although I do think this is the point when I drop this job off, we're going to take a break. I'm going to check on Murtai, and then we're going to carry on for the rest of the stream up until 10 o'clock UK time, which is in an hour and 45. It's a bit early for a break, I know. I like to at least get to an hour and a half in, but I feel like this is a natural point to take a break. But yes, getting back to the Discord though. Are there any features that anybody can think of that they'd like to see in a Discord? Because the idea is I'm going to pop it in the description below, and I'm also going to share the link with everybody so I can actually talk to people. And it'll be, for a better way of putting it, it's going to be about me. It's going to be my Discord channel. I can do what I want with it. Oh, I'm not taking that fucking detour. If there's anything if there's any features you think we should have, by all means, let me know. Anything you think I could do to reward those that have subscribed to me, let me know. I'm all ears. I'm here for entertaining and to make friends, and making money is a happy bonus. Please let me know what I could do to reward those that reward me. You could make a room for subscribing members. Once I've figured that part out, Minotia, there's plenty of guides out there, it's just finding the time to do it. Once I figure that out, then I will be opening the Discord up to all. Like I said before, there's going to be a channel where subscribers only, and I'll drop in Steam keys periodically. Minotia knows how to admin a Discord? Excellent, I think you just signed yourself up to a job, my dear. Assuming you want it. You have to put up with the fact that MoD is never ever there though. I pipe up like maybe twice a week. I'm horrible with Discord, but I want somewhere to build a community, so I'd probably have to be on more often. Minotia set one up for text roleplay and set up the bots. That sounds kinky. That could be fun. Oh, you fucker! What did I hit? The invisible barrier. Thanks, game. Invisible barrier took me out. And never ever on Twitter. Don't go black on me. Don't go black on me. Oh shit, get out the barrier. Hope there's somewhere to rest up here. Minotia made us hit the invisible wall. Thanks, Minotia. Your fault. Talk about sex robots. God. This is the longest 3-mile drive ever. Random placement of signs telling us not to go that way. Roadworks in the ground. Okay, not to worry. Turning here. We are at the drop-off point for the job, and then just up the road from here it looks like there is somewhere to sleep and refuel, and that is where we will take our break. Where's the job need to go? Right there, front and centre, excellent. Let's have a quick look at that. Kobe Bryant? Oh shit! I'm not a basketball fan, but it looks like he's an American basketball player. And Minotia has just shared news that he has passed away. By the looks of it, he has died in a helicopter crash. Shit, and Chris has just said it in chat to say that. Chris says, how dare you, Minotia? It's a nice Christian Discord where don't swear or do anything naughty. Drazar says, your reversing would be easier if you set yourself up better. Yeah, probably. I never ever professed to being a professional. I just play this being shit. There we go. Minotia, the reason I want the Muda made is because you can roll for waifus. What? Panty party? Are we going on about Discord again? And bots? And Tort is shit, yes, but Tort also has zero desire to improve himself. I don't have any desire to improve myself, but that said, I've got several hundred hours of gameplay underneath my belt. So I should hope I'm better than Tort at this point. I think Tort's got like 2 hours. I think I'm on 400 now? I could be wrong, I'd have to double check. Anyway, let's go find ourselves our services that we need so badly. 20 past 8. Yeah. Time's flying when you're having fun. Oh. Snap oversteer. Yeah, there we go, at the end of this road. Meow. So dark around here, I can't see anything for shit. I'm getting tired, I know. Forwards? Forwards? Don't go back. I shall have a look in a moment to see exactly how many hours I'm on. Tank is full. Now where's the rest stop? To our right, apparently. Come on. Oh, I had it then. Resting. And done. Actually, Minosha, Chris, I don't think you've seen. Actually, no, Chris will have seen on the thing known as Twitter because he liked it, I'm sure he did. But allow me to show you both my horrible weeb jumper. They got bought for me as a late birthday present. On a scale of 1 to 10, how nasty is that? And yes, there is suspect substances around her mouth. You saw it and you are disgusted. If you want one, go on to Wish. Anyway, break time. I am going to bugger off for 5 minutes or so. I'm going to run adverts in my absence, so I am warning you now, there are going to be adverts. Where's my advert button? Ah, there. 2 minutes worth of adverts. Chris does follow a lot of people. Yes, this is true. Well, yeah. Basically, a friend of mine thought it'd be funny to buy it me as a joke present, but he bought Murtai one as well and wants a his and her present at some point. He'd be lucky to get that. Anyway, break time. I'll be back in 5 or 10 minutes, guys. use these things. I need to be properly educated by the Drazar at some point about trucking. Four hours, 181 miles. Current mileage, because I've been asked, 122,140. 122,140 miles. And if I could figure out a way of pulling the data from the game to update the chat professionally, properly, all the time, then that'd be great. Chris says, yeah, well, what do you expect when a professional plays the simulator of their job? This is true. I can't say nothing. Do you remember when I tried to do Warehouse Simulator and all I did was rip it to pieces because it was anything other than a Warehouse Simulator? It got some bits right, but by and large, yeah, I get the point you're trying to make, you get the point I'm trying to make. Yeah, cool. And Drazar says, retarders come on if turned on as soon as you lift off the accelerator, and Euro Truck they come on as you apply the brakes. What is the retarder and what does it do? Educate myself and my friends. And your friends. What is a retarder? Anyway, I have checked the viewer list, and I am safe to talk about at least one of the items of my life update that I was going to talk about. I can only talk about one part of it though, because the other part ties into the other part that I can't really talk about yet. Drazar helps slow the truck down using the exhaust, mainly when coming downhill to try and prevent the... Oh, this is an additional brake. Mainly used when coming downhill to try and prevent brakes overheating. Right, so, life update. A lot of you may remember that around about summertime, I helped run and organise and run a War Games show. If you forgot about it, well, there's your reminder. But yeah, this year is going to be the last year of the show. Boom, there you go. There's your update. I've been wanting to talk about it for months, but the main guy who runs the show hasn't wanted to admit he needs to stop for health reasons. He's in the same boat as Murtai. He has fibromyalgia, but he absolutely refuses to admit that he needs to stop. When we came to planning this year's show, he was delegating tasks left, right and centre, and now all he's done in the last couple of weeks is micromanaging, either trying to do our jobs for us or telling us how to do our jobs, and we're just like, yeah, we've had enough. You need to stop because your health is getting bad, and we're going to stop because we're not motivated and we don't want to do it anymore. So there you go. We're going to get through to this year's show, and that's it. Keep our options open for future years, but I'm done. Honestly, I've been done for about 2 years with the show. I just haven't had the heart to tell the guy no, because if I stopped, the whole show would stop. And it feels arrogant saying it like that, but I did all the social media and all the artwork and everything like that. I've got Squiz now helping out with the website. I've got Whipstitch helping out with artwork. But my motivation is absolutely ground zero. I don't want to do anything to do with it. And anytime I do try to do something, when I'm told I have free reign to do a thing, I submit to the group, hey guys, here's this thing I've done. And 9 times out of 10, the guy in charge will be like, no. What's the point in telling me I've got free reign if you won't let me do it? What's the point in telling me I'm going to do this job and then do it for me? And then, the cherry on the cake for me, what made me decide I'm not doing it again, in the run-up to last year's show, in the run-up to 2019, I know how long it takes to make the various images, because each year we have a countdown on Facebook, and each day is dedicated to a particular trader. The countdown runs for 39, 40 days, depending on how many traders we have to the show. And I said to the guy in charge, I need this list as soon as possible, and the music stopped. Does that mean I need to alt-tab onto YouTube and hit an OK? I do. I need this list as soon as possible. He delayed giving me the list 3 weeks because it was incomplete. And I says, yeah, I don't care if it's incomplete. I need to do something now. Give me something. Everything was late, and it had a knock-on effect of all the other jobs that I do for the show. And he then, at the end of the show, had the audacity to blame me because I like pressure and I like to thrive under pressure, and I left everything till the last minute on purpose. 3 times he's tried to say this to me, and 3 times he said, no, I left everything to the last minute because you didn't give me the lists until a week before the show, by which point it's too fucking late to do anything. But yeah, my fault. One day, I might revisit the idea of a War Games show, but I wouldn't enlist his help because he would drive me up the wall. And I'd probably do a different kind of show as well. I wouldn't necessarily do War Games, because War Games isn't even a particularly big interest of mine. I mean, I like board games, you know? I like card games, I like casual games. War Games are okay in small doses. But by and large, unless it's Gaslands or something sci-fi, I'm not overly interested. And War Games shows tend to have everything. Warhammer 40,000, Napoleonic, sky battles, water battles. Chris, you'd be at home, mate, with the half the historical shit we got on the go. Drazar says, that's a shame, it's a good show. But I'll be honest, I don't think I'd turn up if you weren't involved, as while I like wargaming, it's not something I get to do often enough these days, due to finding the time to paint and make the models, yep, plus finding people to play against, that and they keep changing the rules. This is why I don't like playing against people anyway. The last time I played against Warhammer 40,000, last time I played Warhammer 40,000 was against 4040. And every time I did something new, he changed the rules to suit how it basically, it felt like 40 kept on changing the rules to suit himself, and was like, nah, I've had enough of that over the years. One of my closest friends should not be doing that to me, and that's what stopped me playing 40k. What's wrong with just getting a game? If you've got a rules dispute, decide real quick, and then carry on. Gaslands. I mentioned Gaslands. Gaslands is a game which uses Hot Wheels and Micro Machines. It can use Micro Machines depending on what sort of scale you want to go into. But the idea is you have these cars modified with guns in a Mad Max style, and you go drive either racing or shooting each other. Sometimes both. Good fun. I've only played it twice. Both times I lost. Don't know how, but I lost. And there's a guy who made Gaslands who is making another game called A Billion Suns, and he thinks that's going to be revolutionary because that's going to be played over multiple tabletops. I can't wait to see how that's going to work. I really can't. Made it. The Mad Max game is good fun. Yeah, I heard you talking about that the other day. You lot are enjoying it. I don't know if it's anything I'd enjoy. I've seen footage of it, I've read reviews, and the setting appeals to me, but I don't know if I want to invest more time in that game because I don't have much time as it is. Wow, 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 I'm going to keep playing that violin about time again, I think. Anyway. Excuse me, coming on here. Yep, crash. There's a policeman up ahead. I'm going to run him off the road. Drazar likes films, so I suppose it makes sense I enjoy the game. In a way, yes, but at the same time, the game could be absolutely awful in terms of gameplay. And you know, I prefer gameplay over anything like immersion or graphics. Gameplay for me is the important thing. And if you get a good plot, fantastic. I think this is why I hate Sonic Forces, because it doesn't have gameplay and it doesn't have plot. It's awful. There we go. Everything is all in order. Have a nice journey. Yep, we're going. Off we go, and there's another board to control up ahead. Really? I've just gone through one. Oh, Romania. Okay. Agreed on a Sonic Forces part, says DF. I don't think... The problem with Sonic Forces... Sonic games are all about going fast and everything like that, right? Sonic Forces, there's no effort to going fast. It's just literally hold right, press jump. What's his main concern with Sonic Mania, for example, is you can just hold right and press down and you'll spin through most of the level. Welcome back, Minosha. But Sonic Mania, you can explore if you want to. Sonic Forces, there is literally one route through the level. There's no exploration. It's just all one linear path. Boost to the end, and you can do each act in under 2 minutes. The whole game lasts around about 2 hours. And it doesn't play very well. It's not very smooth. It's buggy as all hell. I remember I couldn't play it for 3 months because there was AMD drivers missing. That was annoying as fuck. And I got all the way to the end of the game as well. Or close to the end of the game, anyway. Alright, get around the corner. Without rolling the truck over, because the steering is so twitchy at the moment. Don't know what you're doing there, but I'm overtaking you. Drazar, I'm not sure what the plot is on, other than some prick stole his car, which he blew up in film 2. Yet has somehow found another for the newest film and the game. Wasn't the new Mad Max film a reboot? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because I heard it. I think it's a reboot. I'm not too sure though. Minosha was trying to salvage an experiment gone wrong. Not that silly boss can't beat him with speed. I'm not sure which boss you're on about. Presumably you're on about the Mad Max game. DF says, that's why Unleashed is one of my favourites out there. Plenty of content, although Chip was it annoying. Chip was alright. In small doses. Very small doses. Everyone said about Unleashed that they hated the Werehog, but I liked it. It was a good change of pace in a Sonic game. And there was enough combos out there. You could button mash if you wanted, but if you wanted to do combos, you could do. Oh, I'm with you now, Drazar. You're on about the chemical plant boss, which is a tribute to Mean Bean Machine. Shit, right, I forget. But for anybody wondering why Drazar can't do it, Drazar is colourblind. He sees the same colours as Dog sees. So for him, there's 4 colours in that machine, and the beans are all too similar in shape for him to differentiate between them. So they all look pretty much the same. Why do I still have Christmas lights up in the cab, says Minosha. Good question. Good question. Not sure. I'll get rid of them at some point. Although, thank you for reminding me of something Christmassy in my cap. What else have we got? Yeah, I liked Unleashed. I did like Unleashed, and I don't know why it got as much hate as it did. Whereas Forces was genuinely bad. Anyway. Don't hit the building. Fence is okay though, hit the fence. Balls that up. Come on. Come on. Done. Wait. There's actually a tradition of saving a slice of fruitcake for the next year? That sounds rank. Used packaging 20 tons, 482 miles. Fresh herbs to Budapest. Debrecen. Yeah, I don't want to go to any of those ones. I want to go to one nearer to home. We haven't been to Kozloduy. Oh wait, I didn't set GPS. There we go. Oh wait, it's an hour and 6 to get out of here. Let's see what's in this bloody freight yard then. Burno, that font. Fuck off, I hate that song. That'll do. Should I take the herbs to Budapest? Let's have a scenic drive to Budapest. I don't know the technical term for it, Chris, but it's the one where he basically sees the same colours as a dog. Reds and greens look the same, and blues and yellows look the same. See, Drazar, I do listen, I do pay attention, and this is why in the cab, for Drazar, it looks like there's only 2 colours of Christmas lights on the top of the cab, but really there's 3 colours. Not that Draz knew that until I said anything. He's like, oh okay, I'm missing out again, am I? Thanks, mod. Yes, you are. Ha 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 ha. Don't mind me, I'm doing this because that bit of the map was great. I wanted to turn it yellow for the whole exploring everything. And Chris says, Deuteranopia, Titanopia, and Protonopia options in settings accessibility. DF, if you don't mind, can I make a small request tonight as well, or am I too greedy of my music requests as soon as you end up driving with Matilda? DF, if you want to make a musical request, sir, by all means, go ahead. Drop a link and I shall add it to the playlist. You didn't indicate with plenty of warning to be fair, so I'll let you off trying to cut up on me. Oops. Meow. Meow. Backtracking a bit to the show. I am done with it. I want my life back. I want some time back for me stuff. I want to hang out with my other half. I've had enough of working for the show. I don't even get paid for it. It's all voluntary. And I'm not... And I would have thought I'd stick it out as long as I enjoyed it. And I'm not enjoying it anymore. So there we go. Job's a good one. It's been fun. I've learnt a lot. Applied a lot of my skills. Developed the show quite a lot. But there we go. It's been a fun ride. But all good things come to an end, as they say. Although that said, another part of the life update, the guy who runs the show, when he's not running the show, he's actually a really nice guy. And he goes from show to show across the UK selling second-hand Warhammer 40,000 models, and people will pay a small premium for these. Hang on. That's the pickup point. I went past the pickup point. And one thing that he's asked me to do is to travel around to shows in the UK with him and help him. So basically all he wants is help with manual labour. He buys all the figures, he modifies them, he repairs them, he puts them onto bits of cardboard, sticky back plastic, he blah blah blah. Basically it's all his stock, all his stuff. He just needs someone to physically move the stock for him. And he can't do that because he's ill. Same as Murtai, the fibromyalgia. But I can do it. I can do it easily enough. So I'm like, okay. I'll take 10% of your take. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. So any money that we make out of the show, 10% is mine. Usually covers fuel and any expenses at the show and a little bit left over to play with. For example, the last show we went to was just up the road at a village called Penkridge. It's a small show. But I ended up taking home £80 because that's 10% of 800. He made a lot of money that day. I asked him if he'd be interested in buying a trolley because he's got lots of these plastic tubs. About, I don't know, 50 to 60 he takes to each fucking show. And I had to manually handle every single one. I said to him, is it possible for your business you could invest in a trolley of some sort? And he said no, but I'm not the one doing the looking, that's your problem. Oh, thanks. They didn't say that, but you might as well have done. Words to the effect of, you know? So, today I found the trolley in my local Aldi, £15. That'll do me nicely. And then, that's mine to do with as I see fit. I can modify it, put stickers on it. And the idea is eventually, we're going to develop a 3D printing side of things. That side of things we're going to be 50-50 on. In terms of splitting products. Because he's going to be investing the money, but it'll be me that runs the printers and develops all the bits that we're selling. That'll be fun. I'm quite looking Right, back to the chat. Chris says, fibromyalgia is a bitch. My mother has it, but she seems to be doing rather well these days. The medicines must be working. Hey, if those medicines are working, send them this way, because Murtai's suffering like no bloody bugger would have it. A lot of his problem, Minosha, going to your comment saying where he's inconsiderate, a lot of the problem is he doesn't even realise he's doing it. The fibro fog kicks in, and it's only afterwards he's like, I did that? Oh shit, I feel like a dick now. At the time when he's doing it, he doesn't realise he's doing it. I think we had the conversation when he was tired. Not quite fibroed up, but on the road. And one thing I have learnt over the years, certainly with Murtai, is learning when it's them you're talking to and when it's their other half talking to, shall we say. In Murtai's case, I call her evil, bitchy, fibro side Cinderella. It's not easy to spot, but like I said, I've been with a girl for 9.5 years now. So I understand what I'm looking for. I know the difference between when Murtai is being a cunt and when Murtai is being visited by Cinderella. I think in the years we've been together, Murtai has been a cunt once, maybe twice. Love you, darling, I know you're listening to this. But Cinderella, you can't really fight back against Cinderella. You just have to bite your tongue, take it on the chin, and then the next day go, hey, so about this thing that Cinder's said. No, I'm sorry, didn't mean that, didn't mean that. Good, just let you know I didn't take it personally. It isn't easy, I'll tell you now, guys. But once you know the difference between someone being a cunt and somebody being Cinderella, it actually does become quite easy. And I think the problem with my friend and his lack of consideration, shall I say, he was 50-50, could have gone towards Cinderella, could have gone towards cunt. And I think he tipped towards Cinderella, so him basically making me buy my own trolley is not unexpected. It's like I say, he is a nice guy. Genuinely nice guy when he's not riddled with pain. Minosha says, even for somebody with fibro, I try to be considerate of the uncrippled if I'm asking for help, and yeah, sometimes it's tough. I imagine from your point of view, Minosha, you hate asking for help because you don't want to feel like a burden. This is what I've tried to convince Murtai recently. Oh my god, this is a long drop down this bridge. I want to help her, and it's not a burden for me to help her. If anything, me helping her should be giving her some of her independence back. To which Murtai replies, yeah, but by doing that, you're sacrificing some of your own independence. I'm sharing my independence, there's a difference. I've got plenty to spare. Here you go, have some. Ta-da, just like that. I know it's not obviously quite like that, but that's what I like to think. And the same gentleman, he needs a name for these streams, because he's going to be coming up a lot in months, I think. He recently gave us a new wheelchair. It actually is pretty much brand new. It's been used twice. It belongs to his mother, who has unfortunately passed on now. But he said, here you go. Here is a wheelchair. And it's better than the old one we had. A lot better. The only problem with it is it doesn't have a handbrake. So if I do have to leave Murtai unattended, I have to make sure she's on a flat surface, otherwise she's going to roll away and die. Might also be a little in denial, says Minosha. Yes, he's definitely in denial. This is why he's struggled on with this show for 2 years longer than he should have done. We shouldn't have done a 2019 show. We definitely should not be doing a 2020 show. I don't mind helping. The issue I do have is when somebody takes it for granted that you're helping them. Which I think some people that are able-bodied do too often. I'm more than happy to bend over backwards to help you, but as soon as you start going, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. Am I? Oh, fuck you, I'm not now. Well, why not? Why are you being a dick about it? Why are you not asking me nicely? Why are you taking it for granted I'm going to help you? Fuck off. Drazar says Mabel's just rearranged my bedding to lie on. Oh dear. Your dog's crazy. Chris says hindsight is 2020. Oh. How long have you been waiting to make that joke for, Chris? You've been sitting on that... obviously we're now in 2020, but how long have you been planning that joke for? How long have you been waiting for it for? Minosha, not that kind of bending backwards, you filthy bitch. Anyway, question. Where is DF's musical request that he had? And if anybody else has a musical request, please feel free to pipe it up and we'll put it on the playlist. I'll move it up a bit as well. Yes, DF, I think I missed the link. I'm going to get to the top of this hill. And then I'm going to scroll back up and look for the DF's link. Add it to the playlist. There we go. The alt-tab stream. That song's got about a minute and a half left on it. Right. As soon as the song ends, I'll switch it over to DS. Come on. Come on. End. There we go, now DS request. And Drazar has a link, yay. Oh dear, that is going to get portions of the stream muted, but you know what, fuck it, I'll play it anyway. Memento, I have a message to reply to and I'll get back to everybody. It's not porn because it's YouTube. Hell of a lot of typing there, but I think I'm good now. No, I've got to disable autoplay on that. Today is a stream of all sorts of things. Let's get back to the driving. When the song ends, we shall change to Drazar's request. Oh god. Go, 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 go! How are we looking for sleep, actually? Oh, we've been overtaken by a train. Nice. Next rest stop in 3 hours. 24 hours to complete the job in. 12 hours till we get there. I'm going to leave it a bit until we actually rest up. There we go. We're in Bucharest. Awesome. Oh, I could have gone down there and purchased that garage. Oh, never mind. There has been talk recently with the others, like Lock, Squirrel, of doing a mega race across Europe, going from the most, including all the DLC. You'd probably still be ending in Aberdeen. There's a lot of trains here, sure. Then you'd probably be going down to Budapest, I imagine. You're just going as... Oh, maybe you could possibly go from France all the way across to... which is the bottom left of the map, all the way up to... I think Leningrad's in the game now? No, that's not too far. That's in deep Russia, I think. Either way, we're looking at some sort of mega race across Europe, which would take about 3 or 4 hours, I reckon. Oh, song's finished. Do a lap around... a lap around Europe! Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Draz. A few of us have now actually got some of the DLC now. Well, I've got all of them because of my lovely connections. But, anyway, let's play Drazar's. And you'll be working again soon, Draz, don't worry. Hopefully you can hear it above the engine. But here you go. Yeah. There's a turning up here we need to take. St. Petersburg on the shores of the Gulf of Finland. That's probably what I was thinking of. Why was I thinking of bloody Leningrad? But Minosha has a great plan. Do a lap around Europe. That's awesome. I take it we'd be sticking to the mainland then. Avoids using ferries. It'd just be literally a race. That'd be interesting. Ooh. Ooh. Nice one. It's the Bruce version 2. Yay, YouTube did a good... Like I say, I should hope so. You should have checked that before sending the link, Draz. So if it was the wrong one, it would have been your fault. Just saying. And I think after this stream, I shall tell people in the Tuxedo chat the update, because it's long overdue telling you guys. But I think in terms of... oh shit, that way. Good job looking in the mirrors then for the first time ever. Black car came out of nowhere. Chris, oh, that is easy to explain. St. Petersburg became Petrograd because they thought St. Petersburg sounded too German. After the revolution, Petrograd was renamed Leningrad in honor of Lenin. Duh. And after the fall of the Soviet Union, Leningrad became St. Petersburg again. Oh, okay. I have learned something new today. Whether I retain this information is a different matter. Draz, is it the work-related one we spoke about last time I saw yours as quiz? Yes, you are up to date with the plan. Although the timescale has changed a bit to June now. Thinking of June, that's one I can tell you about. Murtai. I'm about to make it go puke now. I don't think we've gone public on live stream with this, but myself and Murtai will be having a civil ceremony on the 1st of June. That is to say, legally we'll be together. Yeah, I know. Horrible thought, isn't it? It's been in the planning for some months now. There was no who got down on one knee or whatnot. It's just we knew we wanted to do it and we decided, fuck it, let's just set a date. And the 1st of June of this year happens to be our 10-year anniversary. Don't worry, Minosha, you can still flirt with me. But yeah, oh, thank you, Chris, thank you. Really, we're just interested in the piece of paper because it make our lives a lot easier with Murtai's ongoing illnesses. And let's say, for example, something happened to me. I had an accident, let's say. I go to hospital and the hospital guys need to ask somebody's permission to do something. Murtai would not have that permission despite having been my partner for 9.5 years over. No, that would fall to Mrs. Wallowitz, the Mad Dragon Lady, who is in the bad book something rotten on a good day, never mind for something as important as can we amputate this guy's leg, yes or no. My mother hates me, and she would probably say yes, go for it, he doesn't need it anyway. In the UK, there's a lot of, it's only just been made in the last month, it's only just been made legal for opposite sex couples to have a civil partnership. I think it came about because gay couples weren't ever allowed to marry, but they were allowed a civil partnership. And then they're like, well, actually, what if we want to get married? We'd like to get married. So, gay couples can get married, gay couples can have civil partnerships. The straight people could only get married. And there's a lot of us, myself and Murtai included, who want to make things official and have all the legal rights of a married couple, but without being married. Like I say, 1st of June, we'll have been together for 10 years. And we'll have less rights than a couple that got married and have been together for 2 months. And why do we want to get married? Because everything I've seen of marriage over the years says it's a bad thing. And it's a religious thing, and we're both atheists. Don't get me wrong, if you are religious and you want to get married, that's absolutely fine. That's you do you, you know? I'm not hurting you with my way of life. You're not hurting me with yours. Let's just keep it at that. Meow. So yeah, the civil partnership will be as religious free as legally possible. So completely. That's why we did it, said Minosha. Yep. Sounds about right. Sounds about fucking right, mate. We've also been discussing a lot. What happens when we do actually go to the civil ceremony and sign all the bits of paper? Chris says marriage isn't actually a religious thing, but they keep trying to claim it. They can have it then, mate. Honestly, they can have it. I've always seen it as a religious thing. And certainly in the UK, it's always been perceived as a religious thing. The churches took it to control the flocks. Yep, and for the most part, it worked. Let's be fair. The churches controlled everything. That's why we don't want anything to do with religion, because everything we've seen in religion is just, yep, nope, just nope. But that's, again, that's a subject for another day. I'd rather not, because I know I do have friends that do have religious beliefs, and I'd rather not offend them by expressing my own beliefs in such a public domain. Something like this, I'd rather keep it to myself. That's something that's kept for a private chat with a couple of mates and maybe a couple of pints, so you can discuss things in a mature fashion. Excuse me, coming through. Came through. Manisha says, nah, I say fuck them, I'm going to get married. Be a raging bisexual atheist and not have kids. But you can't not have kids. You can't not get married, and you can't be bisexual because it's bad. It's very, very bad. Like, I know my mother is very upset with me because she isn't going to get grandkids out of me. To which I say, if you realise just how badly you treated me when I was a kid, you'd understand why I'm not having kids. Because if I turn out even half as bad as you and the other half of DNA, then I'd be a shit parent myself. I'm too badly influenced by how they treated me, and worried about whether I'd turn into them, and repeating their mistakes to concentrate on actually doing the job of being a parent. That's how bad they fucking are. Oh, we're yawning. I better find somewhere to pull over soon. Drazar says, you'll have to make yourself available for a smoke once to get my license back. I'm very much overdue one. That's up to you, Drazar. Bear in mind, you've got to get your truck back at some point, and I don't want you to go fucking that up. Ball's in your court, you know? Draz, having seen how you are with Sophie, I don't think you'd make a bad parent. Yeah, you say that. I just really am paranoid of repeating the mistakes that my parents made. Or going too far the other direction and being hands off, you know? I don't want to be... You know what I mean? That, and I don't like small annoying children anyway. Right, there we go. Resting. Off we go. Right, off we go again. Also, just realised more Maiden is playing. Yeah, I'm just thinking that, Draz. Great minds think alike. Minosha says, I'm good with kids, but if I had them 24/7, I'd snap. Yeah, no. Don't you dare pull out on me. Don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you dare. Fucker. Which is why you spend your time with us big annoying children. Yes, because if you piss me off, in Drazar's case, I know where he lives, so I can drive to his house and punch him in the face if I want to. Or you or Minosha, I could always tell you to fuck off. You can't tell a kid to fuck off. Although they didn't stop my parents. Minosha, also I'm the only one calling my man daddy. Oh, Minosha, you're a kinky fucking, you know it. Oh, don't pull out but doesn't want kids. Hot. Nah, this has gone in an interesting direction, Minosha. What the fuck? And hasn't stopped Drazar pulling out in the past? Well, this is true, you've got a kid to prove it. That's all kids are, really. Congratulations, you had sex. Here's the proof. Oh, no telling other people's kids to fuck off. My bad. Minosha, I've got easy written all over me, darling. Or do you mean Draz with the whole silly jokes? Either way, it's easy. It's all easy. Usually followed by telling their parents to fuck off. Which brings us now right past, and I'm sure we will do many times in the future. I don't think that's a subject for today, though. Unless you want to use it in the context of children. Because sometimes you do get children are the absolute devil no matter what you do. No matter what incentives you have or anything like that, some kids can be absolute shitheads no matter what you do. And we were always constantly convinced that we were those shitheads. After many, many years, I found my uncle last year. And we had a good catch-up, actually. And basically, he said that we were always the well-behaved, quiet ones. He said, yeah, it's because Mum and other half of DNA ruled us with an iron grip. We weren't allowed to do anything. When they came to having family parties for the kids, we were the only ones that sat on the side of the room being quiet, because we knew as soon if we did misbehave, if we went home, we'd get told off, sent to bed early when OT. And this was in the 1990s, for fuck's sake. My parents were arseholes. This is one time we went to, I think it's some sort of social club setting. The town is called Tutbury. It's a little bit out of the way. And in our extended family, there's only one of our cousins that's older than me. And it was her birthday, and we were going down there for her birthday. We were playing musical chairs, and I got chastised by the other half of my DNA because I didn't win. It basically, when it came down to the last two on the chairs, it was me and her, and I let her win because it was her birthday. I'm not a dick, even back then. But hey. But I got shit because I didn't win. And a few years after that, my uncle was getting married again. He'd had my cousin, uncle, auntie divorced, and my uncle was getting married again. He chose his two daughters to be his best man. The other half of my DNA got offended and decided on the morning in question, after everybody's got dressed, no, actually, I'm not going, fuck it, I'm going to be immature about it. And my uncle only found out last year when I told him. Nothing happened to us, it's just he decided not to come because he wanted to be the best man instead of Laura and Sam. And he spent 20 odd years thinking he'd done something wrong. Carrying that guilt with him, just because the other half of my DNA was a petty, pathetic, immature piece of shit. Oh, I could rant about my family life for hours. Maybe I should change subject. Someone change subject, what should we talk about? Boobies, says Strazar. Yay! Oh, I know what we can do. I know what we can do. I haven't done it for a while. Where's the book? Where's the book? Go away, telephone. Oh, it's Murtai. Hello, Murtai. Where's the book? Bear with me, guys. I need to find the book. And Minosha, that's the wrong response. The correct response is yay. Where's the book? I need the What If book. We're going to play a bit of What If for the last few minutes. Go on, blood in that. Where? Need to find the book as well. Minosha, I haven't even asked the question yet. For 1880 sounds like a good one to go for. Just as soon as I find the book, and then get a working pencil so I can mark off what questions we've done. Because that's one thing I haven't done yet. Marked off the questions that we've had. Oh, okay, there's lead ready in here. Really? Straight through? Is this lead too thin for the pencil? Probably. This is your usual professional live stream with MoD 1982. Yeah, that lead's too thin for the pencil, that's why it's not working. God damn it. Alright, fuck it, I'll just find the book and use an actual stick of lead. Right. As always, what if you can buy this on Amazon? Although it doesn't actually say who it's published by. Oh. Huh. It says on the back cover, printed in Great Britain by Amazon. So it was actually an Amazon book. There you go, Chris, I apologise, I was wrong. This is actually an Amazon book. Right, Minotia said 1880. Where are we? 1880. Oh dear. Right, the question. What if we humans of Earth only know and understand 3.14159265359% of the extended universe? To be honest, if we knew that much of the universe, I'd be surprised. I understand it's a joke trying to use the number pi, which is one of those numbers that doesn't have an end, but it does have a pattern that recurs. Chris says, I don't think we'll know that much. I don't think we will ever know that much, to be honest with you. Certainly not in our lifetimes. I mean, we still haven't sent an orbiter to Uranus and Neptune. The only footage we have of those planets in particular is when Voyagers went past in the 70s. We don't know fuck all about our own sun. That's why the Parker probe is orbiting it at the moment. We sent Messenger out there. There's loads we don't know. We're still sending stuff to Mars. Drazar, I expect humans will go extinct before we know half that much. Yeah. There's so much more to know. I mean, most of the studies they're doing at the moment revolve around dark matter, black holes, interstellar travel, radio waves, gravitational fields. And that's only what I've read on Reddit, on the space subreddit. Minotia, we haven't discovered all the species of dinosaur. Yeah, we haven't even discovered all the shit on our own planet. But Minotia, I lose the second question. What if we could know more but not knowing as a choice. Why would we not want to know? Why would we purposefully close ourselves out on the quest of knowledge? Personally, I don't think I could do that. I'd want to know, I'd want to keep going. To a degree, yes, ignorance is bliss, but at the same time, I think I'd very much want to know what's going on. All the politicians deliberately hampering our studies and underfunding things. Ugh, don't get me started. On a slightly related note, Minutia, Bernie Sanders, yay or nay? Because all I'm seeing at the moment is all the propaganda for Bernie Sanders is going to take America from Trump, and I want to see someone from the actual... Oh, excuse me. Minutia, you know how many people don't give a fuck because they think the Rapture is nice, so why research stuff? Ah. Black Widow Trucker, welcome back to the stream, it's been a while. Yes, it's a different camera angle. We're basically on the pause menu. We're at the segment of the show where I just pause the game and we play a game called What If. This is a booklet my friend wrote. You can get it on Amazon by Holly Morpath Burns. And it's got 2,019 questions. And what I do is I ask the chat for a number. And then we pick the question, read out the question, and we talk about it. We're just on 1,880. And maybe you'd like to offer an answer towards this. What if we humans of Earth only know and understand 3.14159265359% of the extended universe? And I'll give Black Widow a chance to answer that. Or to pick a number between 1 and 2019 inclusive. I feel like I put you on the spot now, sorry dude. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 it is. Eh? Okay. This is a very unusual question that might get a few of your tongues wagging, maybe. What if baby had never been kept in a corner? So 1, 2, 3, 4 is what if baby had never been kept in a corner. Babies are kept in corners? The hell, Holly? What have you written here? Does anybody want to take a stab at answering that one, or shall we go for another question? Baby would be going wild in Walmart. I think it's a Dirty Dancing reference, says Chris and Black Widow Trucker. Drazar says baby had decent parents, not shit ones. Yeah, what kind of a question is this? This is a very fucked up book. Baby was aborted? What the fuck? What if drivers had fucking brain cells? Yeah. That's crazy. Alright, Chris says, I think it's about whether the girl in Dirty Dancing would have acted differently if her parents hadn't been keeping her down. Oh, that baby. Never seen Dirty Dancing. Murtai says it's amazing. Would she have fucked an older man if she hadn't been... Ah, okay. Okay, I'm opening it up to the chat now. Everybody, first one to give me a number between 1 and 2019, go. Oh, Oh, Murtai speaks. Hello, Murtai. Does Murtai want to elaborate before we move on to 666? And Minoshi, you had 69. I've checked already. You've had 69. There's a tick by 69. What if discussing sex wasn't still so taboo? Well, Drazar's gone for 666. Jesus fucking Christ, Holly, what have you gone for here? Oh, okay, it fucking isn't as aimed at me, okay. Dirty Dancing is a fucking shit film that I was made to sit through, never getting that time back. What is that film you like that I'm not seeing then? Shit, which one am I confusing it with? I can't remember. Satan, says Minotia. Right then. 666. Oh, you're ready. Oh. Chris, at least it was somewhat short. I was dragged to Titanic by my mother. That movie is 3 fucking hours. Oh, yeah. Thought that for a laugh. So, question 666. What if Elf on the Shelf was thought up by the government to apply operant conditioning or negatively reinforce the next generation to openly accept monitoring of behaviour and constant personal surveillance from primarily a completely alien source? I'll repeat that again because that's a bit of a mouthful. What if Elf on the Shelf was thought up by the government to apply operant conditioning, that's what it says, operant conditioning, or negatively reinforce the next generation to openly accept monitoring of behaviour and constant personal surveillance from primarily a completely alien source? Is that basically saying Elf on the Shelf has been dreamed up by the government to get the next generation after us to accept that we're going to be under constant surveillance from an alien source, though? Holly, what were you smoking when you wrote this book? Drazar, no, I'm not sure. I haven't ticked it off anyway, Murtai. Maybe I forgot to tick it off. Ah, Minoshi's off. Send me some tits later. Thanks for coming. See you soon. Drazar, I don't think the government needs to do that when they already monitor all we do. It's possible, Murta, because they haven't marked any questions to the last session we did either. Alright, I'll backtrack to Black Widow. Because it rings a bell. Black Widow said 3, and I'll make this the last question for the stream, and then I'm going to call it a day. Because we're getting on a bit now, and I'm starting to get a bit hungry, and I want my camembert and bread. Question 3 in the What If book by Holly and Murpath Burns. What if some, most, all of the food you didn't grow yourself but buy is contaminated with hormones or chemicals tested on humans for observation? That wouldn't surprise me if that was the case already. You know? What if some, most, or all of the food you didn't grow yourself, but you purchased instead, is contaminated with hormones or chemicals tested on humans for observation? Yeah, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they did that already. And the amount of times we do have scandals come out in the news when we are fed the wrong things. Does anybody in the UK remember horse meat in the Tesco burgers? Morning Wood would run till Friday night. Oh, that'd be amazing. The never-ending boner. It's like the never-ending story, but a boner. It's all contaminated during its production anyway. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised, Draz. It wouldn't surprise me if there was actually... Well, let's go deep into conspiracy theory time now. It wouldn't surprise me if the coronavirus is something released by the Chinese government on purpose to fuck with its population. It wouldn't surprise me if, I think it was San Francisco, it's rumoured that the Americans fucked with the water supply there one year. I wouldn't be surprised if that was true. Say nay to Finder's lasagna. Drazar, pesticides are used on everything, to be honest, even my places claim to be organic. That wouldn't surprise me. And yet we all eat it anyway. I think that's the point. I think that might be the point the question is trying to get us to realise. It's already happening, and yet we're also quite casual about it. We don't care about what we shovel down our throats. In a way, I don't. It clearly doesn't do me any harm because I'm still walking on 2 legs. Walking, talking, breathing. No health issues that I know of that have been caused by eating genetically modified crops. Drazar says, my dad's old place used to do it because it's next to impossible to clear weeds from crops about them. Alright then. If nobody's got anything else to add to that one, I'll make it one more question because I like this song that's playing. I want to talk through it a bit more. We'll have one more question and then we'll call it quits because we've still got about 5 minutes until 10 o'clock. 56 says Black Widow Trucker. 56. Please be a good one. Please be one that causes brings up discussion. Mod wants to listen to more Nightwish. Yes, and I can't believe I didn't remove this one from the playlist, but oh well. 56 for Black Widow Trucker. You're doing alright today, Black Widow. You've been here, what, 10 minutes and you've got 3 questions? What if what you put out really does come back to you? Maybe not in this physical life, but it comes back to your soul, spirit, or consciousness at some point. I shall repeat it. What if what you put out really does come back to you? Maybe not in this physical life, but it comes back to your soul, spirit, or consciousness at some point. Now, do we take that at a literal level? Do we mean piss and shit and puke? Do we mean all the skin we shed? All of our waste products? Black Widow's got it. Poop. Or does it mean on a karma-based level, where all the good things we do to people, etc., etc.? It's an interesting one, I suppose. But would it come back to you at some point? That sounds like religion doing something on the promise of eternal reward. Like Christians, for example, they'll only do right and wrong based on whether they're going to get into heaven or hell. I'd rather do right or wrong based on it being the right or wrong thing to do at that moment in time, not necessarily for any long-term gain. Chris says, I think karma is a stupid idea. Do good things because you're a decent fucking person. Isn't it funny though, Chris, how the nicest people in the world always seem to have shit happen to them, and the assholes in the world always seem to have the nice things happen? In effect, doesn't that sound like a karma system balancing itself out? Good people are being balanced out by shit things happening, and douchebags are being balanced out by good things happening. It's just the bigger the asshole, the bigger the reward, it seems, is what it teaches us. That's a fucked up kind of karma system and not quite what we're discussing here, I understand, and I appreciate this. But that's what we seem to see. For example, how many people have stopped wishing Justin Bieber to be dead because he's finally grown up? Not that we should wish people dead, for fuck's sake. Drazar, I'm due a lot of good deeds at some point. Yes? Does that mean you've been a bad man? Black Widow Trucker, I think Trump is a stupid idea. That's a subject for another fucking stream, I think. Because otherwise we'll be here for a long time talking about Trump. Oh, Nope. Looks like we're running with Trump. Trump is a dime store tyrant, says Chris. And Draza says, I thought he'd just drop off. It's all good fun, right? Ah, Drazzo, no, I meant I've done a few good things and been shit on. That's what I mean, that's the fucked up karma system. You do good things and bad things happen to you. You do bad things and good things happen. Maybe I should try considering living a happy medium. Be a dick, and good things will happen. Balance out some of the nice things that I do, because I seem to go through a lot of shit sometimes. For example, Mrs. Wallowitz. Which also brings us back to imaginary friends in the sky and religion. If there was such a thing as God, how will he let suffering happen to children? How can he let that happen? Going back to the example of my parents. My parents did some awful things to us when we were kids. Is that God's fault? Yeah, it's because my parents were cunts. On a similar note, you see, I saw earlier actually, someone had had life-saving surgery, and first thing he did, thank you God. What about thank you surgical team that went in there, cut you open and saved your life, you ungrateful prick? We could go on and on and on about karma and religion, and I've also forgotten what the actual question was now. What if what you put out really does come back to you? So all the good things you do, all the bad things you do, will come back to you. What if things you did actually comes back to you? Swings and roundabouts, we say in England. What comes around goes around. When I actually see that in action, I'll believe it. Also, this ties in a little bit to the whole afterlife thing, I suppose. Is there an afterlife? My personal opinion is, I don't know, I don't care, but I will find out if I get there. And I'll find out what happens when I get there. If we knew, we'd know by now, and everybody would know. As you could tell, the idea of faith doesn't sit very well with me. Religious faith, this is anyway. But nah. Chris, you've hit it on the head perfectly, mate. I agree with this 100%. I think karma is a stupid idea. Do good things because you're a decent fucking person. And I personally don't think you should do things based on rewards and things coming around back to you and rewarding you or penalising you. It's a concept I'm not comfortable with. Drazza, I think if we knew, it would make death boring. What I'd like to happen, Draz, is to actually have my consciousness still preserved upon death. And then I would effectively be immortal, wouldn't be able to eat or drink or sleep or fuck or anything like that I already do now. But imagine you then have all the time to learn and wander. And it wouldn't matter because time is infinite. Who's to say how the universe is going to end? Would you be on your own? Possibly. Who's to say? Who's to know? You'd have forever to figure shit out. Chris, I don't think there is one. But I also have a real problem imagining myself dead. Heat death. I've forgotten what was said in the last 5 minutes, but heat death? Yeah, can you imagine? You sit there in place for heat death of the universe. Ah! Literally the end of time as we'd expect it then. Right, I'm with you now. That would be interesting. But imagine, would you be able to teleport? You could probably teach yourself eventually, because you are just a corporeal being. You are nothing. Could you create things? Could you become a god? Who knows? Who knows what the laws are after you're dead? I'm just speculating here of what I would like to see. You could travel to far-off galaxies and see if there is other forms of life and see how destructive they are compared to humans. Because humanity's a disgusting species, let's be fucking honest here. I could go on and go on, but I'm not going to, because I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to bid you all farewell. It has been a good 3 hours here streaming away, talking to you all. I'm going to wish you all well, dream big. Come back next Sunday. I'm not sure what we're going to play yet. As always, keep an eye on Twitter, at #ModSucks. It's going past on the top of your screen. Hopefully now. You know as well as I do, when we find alien life, we will kill it. Oh yes, serious time next week. Thank you very much for the reminder, DF. It'll be me, DF, Drazar, and Skeptical Squirrel playing some of that. Oh, I was already alt-tabbed out. How rude. Right then. Dream big, guys. Serious time next week. Bye-bye. Which button's the next one?